So I've just seen a video where Jessie J has said that she's leaving the Republic Records and she's been in there for 17 years. I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know who she's been signed with. I don't know who any of them have been signed with, nor do I really know the names of the companies or who else is signed, but whatever. I was just talking earlier because I noticed how it said Republic, the Republican and Democrat. I looked it up. So those are the two. I mean, I've always just known them as liberal and conservative because I think that's how they are here, or that's what they're called here. I think I don't care about politics. When it comes to politics, I just feel like I'm looking at a bunch of guys that don't give a shit about what I think. And okay, my opinions have changed in the last year or two, but for the 7 years, literally, I wouldn't even have attempted to try to connect or talk to the 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 people in the government because they would have just seen me as a stupid mad person and I don't want to talk to people who see me as a stupid mad person. And I feel like, a lot of people in the government are people that would mock someone if say if they make videos where they're half naked in a bed. I feel like a lot of those people would people who would not believe or not want to listen or not want to care about the things that a person half naked in a bed is willing to say. And I think in the end of the day, it doesn't care what they look like, what they're dressed like. It's what they say is what's important. And I hate people actually who would maybe see a picture or see that I'm just posting videos whilst on my bed and just think, oh, I'm not going to listen to that. I don't care about that. If you actually cared about intelligence, it should be about what a person says. It shouldn't be about the quality of someone's video. It shouldn't be about what they wear. It should be about what they say and how it can affect them. Because I feel like they would have taken no interest in me. I've taken no interest in them. I think things have changed in the last year or two. I don't really know what's going on, but I feel like a little bit respected, whereas I didn't feel respected at all by any of them before. But anyway, I'm doing a little bit of research now. I'm bothering to, because you're bothering to take an interest in me, I feel. But yes, Democrat is about democracy, and I have always been in favor of democracy. But the main reason why I'm in favor of democracy is only because the people will start rioting if they don't feel that they have a democracy. I do believe in democracy, but I believe in democracy of smart people who know what they're talking about, people who have good things to say, people that, actually look at the truth, actually interested in the facts, and not people that, well, I guess religious people are an example of people that aren't interested in the facts at all. If you believe in God, 100% believe in God, but you do that only because you've read the Bible and you believe in God because of the Bible, I think you will have no interest in facts about God whatsoever. Because, although there is hidden truths in there, a lot of the hidden truths can only be understood if you understand it in a completely different way to how it's supposed to be understood. And yeah, I do believe in a democracy, but I only believe in a democracy of people who know what they're talking about. When it comes to voting in for the public, for politicians and stuff, I think you should only vote if you know what you're voting for, if you know who you're voting for, if you know why you support the party. And I just feel so many people would vote for a public party, whatever they're called, not because of any evidence or research that they've done, but just because they want to vote. Now, that can be very dangerous when you're voting for something that you don't know what you're voting for. It's fine if you want to vote for your favorite show, or if there's in the National Statistics Awards, no, national TV television awards. If you're voting for something like that, and okay, you haven't seen the programs, but you just want to vote because you like the sound of the title or you like the picture, that's fine. But if when it comes to politics, you shouldn't vote for something unless you know what you're voting for, unless you actually know and have done lots of research in it. And because people don't do their research, because people don't care about the truths, they just want to feel like they've had a vote. Well, this is where democracy just turns sour and wrong, because you get all these idiots voting for things that they know nothing about. I feel like I do like Donald Trump, not for the reasons why his supporters would like him. I like him because I think he's a bit of an idiot, and I think I can use him to teach people how a president should not be. But at the same time, he's got a bit of comedy, and he's out to impress his people, and I think I do really like how he's trying to impress his people. but I don't like his people. So if he's trying to impress his people and I don't like his people, I think he's just going to make himself look a bit like an asshole. But it's fine because I kind of thought that the donkey, I actually thought that was with his party, whatever it was, and the elephant was with the other one. But I think it's the other way around. I think he's with the elephant, and but then I did say he kind of reminds me of Nelly the elephant. Nelly the elephant packed it up and said goodbye to the. But anyway, no, I don't know. I like him, but more on a sort of entertainment level or on an educational level as well. So I do support him, but yeah, I support him because I don't like half the population in America. Um, Not that I really know them, so maybe that's something that's taken out of nowhere because I don't really know them. But I like films, and you get a really good idea of how people are in films, and then you see the reality of what people are actually like, and you're just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure these films are not accurate of how a lot of people are. But anyway, yes, when it comes to the elephant, a republic is. Um, I have to read this again because I'm not very good at reading. And a state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, in which so in which is elected by a nomination rather than a monarchy. And well, I have an elephant in all of my pictures. I've noticed that. I didn't really know what the elephant sounded, but I did know that there was a political party that has the elephant. And I do agree with that. I think I am like the monarch and the extreme power. But I do think that the power should be held by the people. But on the other hand, it's the people who actually no any people, whether they're stupid people or smart people. I mean, if you get the stupid people vote for one party and the smart people vote for another party, well, I think both parties should exist. Why? Because they're both representatives of two different types of people that are in the country. I don't know much about countries, other places, but I know there is a lot of corruption all over the world. But yeah, you can't just blame the political party, because at the end of the day, the political party are just people formed from this country, and if they're corrupt, the people in society are corrupt too. And well, if the people in society start realizing the ones at the top are corrupt, they're going to start acting out. You're going to get riots and fights and stuff like this, and this is going to happen. So the people at the top, although they want to be corrupt, they realize they can't be, because the public are going to start rioting. So they have to try and please the public, but at the same time also probably be like the public and want to just help themselves, because a lot of people in public are just trying to help themselves. And it's very complicated when it comes to governments, because I think I don't like a lot of countries, and I want them to sort it out themselves, and it can get very messy, and I don't want people to hate me. Hence, I'd rather stick with the republic version of what republic means, or Republican, which is where it's not about a monarchy, but rather it's about letting the people decide who should rule. I do agree with this. Okay, that's probably why there's some corrupt governments, because the people have kind of chosen which people should rule. And I feel like there must be some sort of psychology behind, there must be some sort of build up as to why there was. I don't know. I don't want to think about it, because I don't really know much about the government. All the governments, because there's loads of them. But yeah, democracy is where you do it all via ballots, and it is fair, but you're not going to get a good result if a lot of people who are voting in these ballots don't know what they're voting for, or are voting for silly things. And yeah, so to me, republic and the Republican and Democrats, it sounds like the same. It's just one's more in a documented form, and I don't really like writing, and republic is more just um, which the people. It's like one is just like the people deciding, and the other one is doing it in forms, in democracy, and in written paper. So I guess one is more intelligent than the other, because I'm trying to work out what I feel about them just from the little that I know, and the little that I know is the names of what they're called. And if Republican is just having no monarchy, but rather just having a group of people kind of decide who gets to rule. Well, I do agree with that. And democracy is basically the same thing, only using more intelligent methods of trying to work out, who should be it, documents and forms and stuff like that. So and I know Donald Trump also complained that all the documents and forms were wrong. And well, people that like and support him and are going to raise him up, they're probably going to agree with him, because they're people that don't agree with democracy, or they less agree with democracy and more just agree with people holding the power. I mean, surely that's the same thing. Come on, Republican and democracy, what was that name again? Aren't they the same things? Like, it's both just giving the power to the people. But yeah, I'm a progressive because I'm a progressive, which means that as times change, society changes, people changes, and rules change. And I feel like that's a much better way of thinking about things, because it allows change. And I definitely do agree with democracy, but I also agree that you should encourage people to vote only if they know what they're voting for, why they're voting for it, and if they've got intelligent reasons for voting it. If you're voting for Donald Trump just because you want change, well, it's like change can go in both directions. Change can go in a negative way and it can go in a more positive way. But just because you want change, what kind of change is the kind of answer. If you say I'm voting for Donald Trump because I think he's going to make the world a better place, well, that's much better than just saying he's going to change things. And it's like, change things, what do you mean change things? What, go back into the days of slavery or something? What does change even mean? Change can go in both directions. But yeah, I don't know what will happen, but I know that I do support change, and I don't really know which direction to go for. Hence, I support the idea of just letting the people decide. But yeah, unfortunately, letting the people decide, they're going to vote on things that build up. And I mean, that's why they're probably different, not because of the names, but just because different types of people vote for different sides of the debate. But I watched some of the interviews, that black guy, and there's that one that looks like the chef in that Mouse Hunt. Do you know that other guy? He was on that talk today. He reminds me of some sort of chef that's trying to kill a mouse, but a big idiot. Or I'm sure there was some program where he looked like one of those characters that was just trying to chase something. But yeah, I don't like the Republican Party, because I think they're way too religious, and I think religious people aren't out for truth, and are a bit mad. But if the population is a bit mad, I don't know. I think liberal is a term that's tolerating of everyone's views, and I definitely don't agree with liberal, because I don't think you should tolerate people that if you yourself don't have that are open-minded to a lot of things, but have strong views that you don't want this, and if someone doesn't agree with that, well, if that strong view is actually, I don't agree that someone like Donald Trump should be a prime minister in a nice world. In this world, it's different. In this world, it's like, well, I think he actually is a good example of everything you shouldn't want in a prime minister. So in this world, I would say he's a good example of well, he's a good president because he's a bad example. But yeah, liberal is where you kind of just like, oh, you want to support him, or you like him because you generally see all the positive qualities. Oh, well, I'm going to respect and agree with you. But yeah, I'm not a liberal. I'm more conservative, because I believe in traditional values. Although the traditional values of the past kind of was like, if you have a problem with something, you cause war. But yeah, that's not really what I wanted until everyone turned against me for like 10 years. And yeah, the fact that I spent pretty much 7 years of that not even wanting to talk to anyone in the politics, because I knew that they would just see me as a stupid idiot. That just kind of shows that I I don't really like politicians, because I don't think I think they're trying to impress their people, which is good. But if you don't like the people they're trying to impress, then it's just like, what kind of person are you if you're just trying to impress people that are not very nice? I don't know. England's not that bad, though. I have to admit, England's not that bad.